It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
So you think the people of the United States are going to buy this?
The faked moon landing? I hope so. The truth is far too terrible to behold.
Foolish mortal, you have inadvertently tuned into the forbidden frequency. It's Zombie Astronaut's Frequency of Fear.
Welcome, fellow astronauts, to the Frequency of Fear. I'm your host, the Zombie Astronaut. This Frequency of Fear concerns itself with traveling to the moon. Pop culture has been obsessed with the idea long before the people of Earth actually made the trip. Now, though I travel extensively throughout the universe, I've never had any reason to travel to the Earth's moon. Judging from Collins, Armstrong, and Aldrin's famous trip there, there's not a lot to see, and the reality spoiled the years of rampant speculation by children's albums and sci-fi serials and stories and such. We'll be listening to a few children's albums and a radio show dealing with trips to the Earth's only satellite, called simply the Moon. Holy crap! Zombalina, a giant pie just fell through the ceiling.
A pie? Are you sure it's a pie?
Certainly looks like a pie. Kinda smells like a pie, too. What's going on?
Let go of me!
Back, undead spaceman. We have moon rays and we're not afraid to use them.
Unhand my wife!
We're going to take your wife back to the moon with us, and you will not be able to stop us. We are going to perform strange and terrible experiments on her to discover the secret of her beauty. The women of the moon look like, well, sort of like lumpy squash, which makes reproduction, to be perfectly honest, a real chore. You're telling me, brother. Besides, we like goth chicks. Yeah, and there's nothing you can do to stop us.
We'll see about that. And my wife's not a goth chick, she's a zombie.
You were warned, spaceman.
The dog is in the shredded cheese.
The dog is what? That doesn't even make sense.
Eat your peanuts, Zombie Astronaut. Eat your peanuts.
No. I won't eat the peanuts. I won't eat the peanuts. What just happened? Zombalina! Where's Zombalina? Zombalina! I've got to go to the moon and get my wife back, but I think I'm going to require some assistance. Fellow astronauts, while I travel to Dr. Despicable's for a little advice, I'll leave you with some goodies to listen to. Listen now to Bobby and Betty Go to the Moon.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Space Diary Program number 5007. Solar calendar date 1 May, year 1985.
Good evening, citizens of Earth. Citizens of Earth origin or any other planet in the solar system. This is Dr. Harold Lippincott, your Space Diary commentator. Tonight on your telescreen, we will see and hear firsthand one of man's most momentous space adventures. A boy and girl will go to the moon. Yes, the first of our Earth children will make an unaccompanied lunar voyage from Space Platform 7 direct to the moon. What a great achievement for these two youngsters. What a great honor for these first graduates of the World Junior Interstellar Cadets. The interstellar cadets, as you know, are a group of extraordinary children from all over the planet Earth. They are especially gifted and start training at one or several space academies on the home planet. Your commentator was privileged to visit Space Platform 7 last week. And before Cadet Bobby and Cadet Betty went into pre-lunar medical quarantine, I interviewed them. These telememory tapes will introduce you to these two exceptional youngsters. Bob, are you and Betty worried at all about your lunar adventure?
Not really, Doctor. We've been thoroughly checked out on our space shuttlecraft, and of course, adults have made thousands of such trips.
After all these years of training, I suppose it's really a great thrill.
It certainly is. Bob, of course, studied 18 months longer than I.
Bob, where have you trained?
Well, I had calculus and logarithms in elementary school in Washington, USA. Then I spent 1 year in the Space Flight Center at Houston, USA. Another year in Moscow on advanced power and propulsion systems. 6 months in England at the Academy of Celestial Navigation, and then back to Houston for advanced computer technology.
I had just about the same program, except for the fuels and propulsion. The girls just don't seem to take to the engineering courses.
Well, you kids have spent 6 months here, 50,000 miles from Earth, on Space Station number 7. And now you are ready for the final 200,000-mile voyage to the moon. Good luck.
Thank you, Doctor.
It is now a few minutes before the cadets leave the quarantine chambers and board their shuttle rocket. Telecontrol, can we have an audio line to launch QC on platform number 7? Can you hear us, QC7?
We have cleared you for transmission from quarantine chamber.
Dr. Ivanovich, was it really necessary for us and our shuttle rocket to be isolated here for so long?
Yes, Bobby. You see, this is the largest working space satellite platform in the system. And when it was built, the components that were rocketed from Earth were not decontaminated. That is why this section was constructed, to make certain that all people and material that stop here for transfer to the moon are completely free of microbes that could possibly destroy our lunar colonies and research centers.
Just think, 50,000 miles above Earth, and a total trip of 250,000. Professor Lawrence, do you have any last-minute instructions?
I see the boarding control light is go. Now just remember your sequence instructions. Follow the exact routine as we have for months in the shuttle rocket assimilator. And now, our best regards to all our friends at Lunar Central. God bless.
Goodbye, and thanks to all of you. Check 1, airlocks.
Check 2, systems master switch and computer activation.
All go. Check 3, telemetry systems and platform control.
All readings to check 3 indicate go.
Request hangar pad ports open for jettison.
Ship is clear of platform. 200 meters. 600 meters. 1,500 meters. 3,000 meters.
Shuttle requests clearance for rocket ignitions.
Stabilize attitude 3 degrees. Attitude corrected. Hold. Fire!
The launch window must have been perfect. Bobby, we're absolutely on course. I doubt if Lunar Central will have to correct us when we reach the entry corridor.
It's fantastic when you think that back in the 1960s, men were just making the first trip in the old Apollos and had to use a lunar module to drop to the surface of the moon.
Well, that's what started it all. Those big rockets loaded with such exotic high-power fuels, boosting parts into space, and then scientists and mechanics assembling all those parts into space satellites the size of small towns.
Well, the rocket fuels we use today are so light and compact with over 70,000 times the power of those old Apollo fuels. Yet, they were the great space pioneers, the American astronauts, the Russians, and all those that followed.
Yes, I don't think boys and girls ever dreamed back then that those old LEMs, lunar modules, would be the workhorses of space. They transported the millions of tons of materials it took to build our experimental colonies on the moon.
And who would have dreamed that we would have computerized electronic guidance and radio systems to take over after launch that will guide us right on an inner space beam direct to the moon port.
And no more hovering for a landing. Simply clear an approach vector and let Lunar Central decelerate us for a landing into the touchdown tube.
Isn't it beautiful out here? Look to the left. You can see Earth, Venus, and Mercury.
Yes, but to the right, I can only see Mars and Jupiter. Jupiter is so big, I can't see the other planets. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Even though we're traveling at 23,000 miles per hour, I feel like we're floating. It's wonderful. I think I'll take a nap.
Our space cadets have just finished their nap and have but 1 hour before landing at Lunar Central. Let's switch over to the shuttle rocket.
Look, Betty! There's the moon ahead!
It looks so big from here, but actually it is only 1/4 as big as Earth. It is only 2,160 miles in diameter. Look, we're passing Mare Quadrilitatis.
I'd still rather call it the Sea of Tranquility.
And there above it is the Sea of Serenity. And of course, the seas on the moon have no water. They are plains. Look at all those craters and mountains. It must have taken millions of meteorites colliding on the moon's surface to make them.
It certainly did. And the theory is still that all the dust on the moon came from those meteorites being pulverized.
Isn't it fascinating that the gravity of the moon, as little as it is the force that pulls on bodies of water on Earth and creates our tides?
From here, you wouldn't think that the big mass ahead would revolve around the Earth every 29 1/2 days.
Computer shows approach vector.
Lunar Central. Shuttle 7X to Lunar Central.
We read you, 7X. Set all systems for port landing receive. Prepare for entry and landing.
Roger, LC control.
Check 1, approach.
All systems go.
All go, landing port receive. Prepare for docking, S7X.
Request air integrity in reception chambers.
Air integrity ready. 15 sea level. Earth atmosphere clear to disembark.
As you see, they have just left the hangar deck at Lunar Central and have cleared the airlocks into the colony. The crowd of scientists and technicians are going wild. What a space ovation! Dr. Aaron Smith, the station commander, is greeting them. Professor Von Tulo is at his side.
Welcome, space cadets. Welcome to the moon. You are the first human beings under the age of 21 to ever travel so far. All people of the solar system congratulate you.
Thank you. Thank you for your warm welcome, and our special thanks to all the thousands of people on our great planet Earth that have made this voyage a success.
And now, in celebration of this great occasion, we have planned a lunar party. We hope all young people throughout the solar system will join us in celebration of this great day in outer space.
It's almost finished. My bacon, lettuce, and tomato killing machine. It's delicious, but so bad for you. People are always taken out to lunch. Now they'll be taken out by lunch. Now for a mild electric shock to activate the Dijonnaise. Lobo, the electrodes! Oh, it's working! Oh, if that's those meddling Girl Scouts about their cookies again. Lobo, more raspberry vinaigrette while I answer the door.
Dr. Despicable, you have to help me. A giant pie crashed through my ceiling and movement grabbed Zombie and there was a ray gun and made me afraid of peanuts.
Wait, 1 moment, Zombie, my friend. I must finish this experiment. I'm creating a short-order army with which to conquer the world in short order. Have a look at my anti-hero sandwich. Lobo, you bumbling fool! You ate my bioweapon. Perhaps it was my own fault for making it so irresistibly tasty. Well, I still have the cold buffet to work with.
A giant pie crashed through my ceiling and movement grabbed Zombie and there's a ray gun and made me afraid of peanuts.
Slow down, my undead friend. Slow down. You've seen a moon pie, did you say?
I started the podcast and suddenly a ship that looked very much like a great big pie.
Wait! What kind of pie?
If I had to guess, I'd have to say rhubarb. But that's beside the point. It wasn't a pie. I mean, it even smelled like a pie, but it was a spaceship, and 2 moon men came out, and they grabbed Zombalina.
Oh, Zombalina! I haven't seen her in ages. How is she doing?
She's kidnapped. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They took her and zapped me with some sort of ray gun that made me have terrible dreams about, something about cheese shavings and eating peanuts.
Great Scott! You've been mooned! Concentrated rays of the moon can cause hateful, hair-raising, and horrible hallucinations that completely debilitate their target. Fascinating. I'd love to acquire one of those for further study.
A hallucination ray, huh? Doc, I desperately need your help. I need to get to the moon and get back Zombalina before they cut her into little pieces to make their own women less lumpy.
Ah, the moon. No, the moon has been a major element in science fiction and horror practically since man first began to wonder what lay beyond that vast curtain of the night sky. In fact, one of the first films made, and the first science fiction film, was A Trip to the Moon by film pioneer Georges Méliès. The film is only 12 to 14 minutes long, but it takes a cue from Jules Verne and fires our heroes to the moon in a big bullet, rather than concocting something like Wells's Cavorite. Sadly, though Méliès intended an American release, that rascal Thomas Edison beat him to it with a stolen print. Edison became filthy rich, and poor old Georges went into bankruptcy. I don't know whom I admire more, Méliès for his innovation, or Edison for his opportunism. After the marvels of Metropolis, Fritz Lang gave us The Woman in the Moon in 1929. Since its restoration in 2000, its running time jumped from 2.5 hours to over 3. But Lang is always worth watching, and this film marks the first time a countdown was used for any sort of rocket launch. He did it simply for suspense, but it became standard practice both in film and what we lightly call reality. Speaking of reality, the Great Depression and World War II put the kibosh on the space travel aspect of science fiction films for a while. And movies leaned more on horror and delightfully gruesome experiments. And finally, though, 1950 brought us Rocket Ship XM, in which a team starts for the moon, but, like Abbott and Costello going to Mars and landing on Venus, ends up on Mars, which is another kettle of fish, believe me. As that same year, we got Destination Moon, Robert Heinlein's propaganda piece for space travel and exploration, and a darn good one it is, too. Isaac Asimov might have been a bit uncomfortable with the character from Brooklyn, but this was probably the first movie of its kind to give a hoot about getting the science right. And it did get an Oscar for Best Special Effects.
Doc, I'm kind of in a hurry.
Hush, I'm on a roll. In 1958 came From Earth to the Moon, based on Jules Verne's novel, but this one disappoints. The film was made while its studio, RKO, was shutting down, so that no doubt has much to do with its several problems. First Men in the Moon in 1964 was rather more successful, thanks to colorful character actors like Lionel Jeffries and Ray Harryhausen's usual splendid effects. A few years later, however, mankind actually, officially, walked on the moon, and that seemed to take some of its mystery away. Since then, the big screen hasn't evinced much interest in our moon. It's become old hat, despite the recent discovery of a few orbital bodies that some scientists appear to accept as actual moons. Personally, I think they're all asteroids. But perhaps our local moon yet holds a few more mysteries.
Doc, are you finished yet?
There's no need to get shirty. Now, the first thing you need is a suitable set of weapons. Let's have a look in my doom closet. You could use the Evisceratron 9000, the cannon that shoots 200 circular razor blades at a target. One shot, maximum of 15 seconds to reload. On second thought, this may not fire as rapidly as you might require.
It certainly sounded promising.
Here we have the Emasculator XL, but that's more for very close work. Perhaps an energy rifle. The Protopulsulator 330M with dual energy clip and an adjustable leather shoulder strap. It also comes with this lovely faux alligator shoulder holster.
What's that all over the holster?
Rhinestone kit. Never turn your back on Lobo when there's nothing on TV but golf. Now let me think. Easy to use, easy to carry, high damage.
And don't forget the moon rays.
Oh, yes, those do pose a problem. Unless they were no longer operational. I have an excellent idea, worthy of my brilliance. Zombie, I am going to the moon with you. I'll disable the tractor beam, moon ray collection device that feeds the receivers on the moon ray guns. Without their weapons, you can attack them using this.
A chainsaw?
A perfect close combat weapon against diminutive foes.
Why is this better than a gun?
More painful and much gorier.
Excellent point. So how is this an improvement on a regular chainsaw?
Well, it's a big chainsaw.
All right, Doc. Let's head to the moon.
Oh, well, we'll take my rocket. I just had it fueled and detailed. You know, all that talk of pie has got me keen for a good cup of coffee.
Ooh, coffee, you're right.
You know, an excellent cafe in Paris.
To Paris! Oh, this is so embarrassing. I'm sorry, fellow astronauts. I forgot completely about you. As Doc previously mentioned, George Powell did do a version of Robert Heinlein's Destination Moon, but he was not the only person. I offer you two versions, one of which is a children's album, and the other of which is a Dimension X episode. Listen now to two different versions of Destination Moon. I gotta get to Paris.
Takeoff. The blast will be radioactive. Clear the area for takeoff. Everybody away from the spaceship. Clear the area for takeoff.
We had said goodbye to our families. Our tall, slim spaceship gleamed in the floodlights like a gigantic silver bullet aimed at the sky. This would be man's first journey to the moon. 4 of us were going. At the last moment, our radio man fell sick, and my young son Tony was going in his place. The airlock closed behind us. Buckle yourselves down securely, men. The starting acceleration will squeeze us like oranges. Start the gyros. Everything ready, General Thayer, Sweeney, Tony? Count off for firing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Tommy, lie down! The acceleration will break your back!
What's happening, Daddy? I can't move!
We've reached outer space, men. You can take off your safety belts.
Now I know how a bullet feels when it's fired out of a gun. Hey, what's going on? I'm floating around. Now I'm walking on the ceiling. Hey, Dad, pull me down.
Well, the Earth is like a gigantic magnet, son. And now we're beyond its pull. You see, out here in space, there's no weight to anything, and there's no up or down. By noon of the 3rd day, the moon began to loom larger, and in a few hours we could see the endless flat plains, the jagged mountains, and the bowl-shaped craters. It was nearing time to land. We swung the ship around backwards so that when the jets were fired, they would act like brakes.
Stand by for crash landing!
Gentlemen, we've made it. We're on the moon.
But will we get off it and back home to Earth?
We'd made it. We'd landed the first spaceship on the moon.
Dad, I got contact with Washington. There's terrific excitement back on Earth, and they want to interview you.
Dr. Cargraves, can you tell us what it looks like up there?
I'll try. Our first impression is one of utter barrenness. Not even a blade of grass, and no such thing as water. Nothing living here. There's no air. The sky is black, velvet black. And even though the sun is shining, we see billions and billions of stars as plainly as if it were night. And hanging in the sky over the jagged mountains, I can see Mother Earth. The hours passed swiftly. On the stony surface of the crater, dressed in our spacesuits, we worked furiously. Tony couldn't get over the strangeness of things up here.
Look at me, Dad. I can jump higher than a house. And I just float back down.
Well, gravity has only 1/6 of the pull up here, so you can lift 6 times as much as you can on Earth.
Hey, I bet I can lift you. I'll grab you around the knees and... up! You go!
Hey, stop it, you little rascal. I'm not a basketball. Dr. Cargraves, come back to the ship. Bad news.
The General's news was the worst possible. Because of a miscalculation, we didn't have enough fuel left to take the ship off the moon and get back to Earth. There was only one chance.
We've got to strip 3 tons of weight out of the ship.
We abandoned all our scientific equipment, threw our oxygen tanks, food, clothes overside, even our watches and keys.
How about it now, General? Another 110 pounds, and we'll get home.
But we're stripped. There's not another ounce we can throw overside. Unless
one of us stays behind. I'm the oldest.
No, General. I'm the one to
General,
stay.
we don't have to use the radar and radio on the way back, do we?
Huh? Well, no.
Then we can throw it overside. That's 120 pounds.
That's right.
You've done it, Tony. Thanks to you, son, we're all going back together. Back to good old Mother Earth and our waiting homes and families. And when Tony's mother asked him what it was like up there, he said,
Well, gosh, it's just out of this world.
Adventures in time and space, told in future tense. Dimension. Man has always dreamed of conquering the barrier of the atmosphere. A problem is on the drawing boards of aeronautical engineers and atomic physicists. They can calculate the power needed, the trajectories, and the equipment. On the sound stages of Hollywood, the engineers and special effects men have combined to bring that day to life. The day when the first rocket leaves Earth for outer space. Now a radio play taken from the advanced screenplay of the George Pal Technicolor production, Destination Moon. On the vast concrete strip at Dry Wells, Texas, the form of the rocket towers above the cranes, the loading machinery, and the scuttling trucks and jeeps. The fuel lines snake across the concrete to the rocket. Its destination, Moon. A small pursuit plane circles in for a landing on the runway, turns and taxis toward the prefab buildings at the edge of the strip.
Here comes General Fair. Got those reports, Dr. Cargrave? All ready, Barnes. We made good time. Hi there, General. Over here.
Barnes, I've got to talk to you.
I just made it, General. Everything's running smooth as a clock. We ground test in 20 minutes.
Come on over to the office.
What's the matter?
Come on, Barnes.
Something happened in Washington?
Something always happens in Washington.
Let's have it straight, General.
Our application for a test license was denied.
Denied?
I'll quote. In the opinion of the Commission, should the engine fail structurally, the dispersal of radioactive material would mean danger to the surrounding area.
But we've evacuated the blast area.
No use, Barnes. The Commission is pretty sensitive about public opinion. The Galavan newspaper chain has been after our scalp. They got mine anyway.
What do you mean?
I've been retired.
Fair.
You got a job for next general? Pretty handy with a lug wrench.
I can't do that. Where would the Air Force be if you hadn't kicked them into using the Despicable jet engine on pursuits?
It's not as simple as all that. One-star generals can't go into the Department of Defense and pound desks. I did.
Some of those old mossbacks would still be using horse cavalry if they could get away with it. Now, this ship will work. I know. I built it.
I don't suppose we'll ever know. The mission won't reverse itself.
Wait a minute. Stargraves. Ship's all ready, isn't it? Except for minor installations, yes. General, I've been building and flying ships by the seat of my pants since they had piano wire between the wings. Now, this baby either works the first time, or she doesn't.
What do you mean, Bond?
The Commission refused permission to ground test, right?
Yeah?
All right. We won't ground test. Cargraves, what's the next astronomical optimum? 3:47 tomorrow morning. We'd better get busy then. We've got just 17 hours to get that ship ready. And then we take off for the moon.
Hey, Brownie. What do you want, Sweeney? What color is the skin temperature lead wire on the chart? Orange with a black stripe. This stuff looks like insulated macaroni. I got it. Hurry up, will you? We're running behind. What's your rush? You're going along on this clam bake, aren't you? Can't you wait to break your neck?
Hey, look out for the starter. Come on, move. We got to take off before somebody flaps a writ on it.
Brownie, you ready going?
Sure.
Beats me. What do you want to go to the moon for?
To see what's on the other side.
Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. What's the separation rate positive lead?
Red and white spiral. Oh!
What's the matter?
I'm not going to bellyache.
Eating green apples?
No, I'm all right. Come on, Swin, you get busy. We've got 2 hours left to patch this mess together.
Mr. Barnes.
What is it, Sweeney?
It's Brown. They just took him to the hospital.
They what? Well, is he all right?
He will be after they cut out his appendix.
There goes our radio, man.
There's no chance of finding a substitute?
No, it's special equipment. Brown installed it himself. I've got it. Barnes here. What?
Well, we'll have to delay the takeoff a month.
Okay, goodbye. We can't, General. That was Hastings at Dry Wells. There's a United States Marshal driving over. Something leaked, and he's got a court order forbidding the takeoff.
We were so close.
Yeah. $1 million got the flu.
You want me to give a standby, Mr. Barnes?
I suppose. Wait a minute. Sweeney.
Yeah.
You installed that communication equipment with Brown, didn't you?
Yeah, but...
Then you must know the operation. You could go in Brown's place.
The moon? Oh, no, not me. It's an important project, Sweeney. The scientific advance...
There's the military aspect, Sweeney.
I had 4 years of the military aspect, General. That's enough.
Afraid?
You're darn tootin'. That ship is safe. Maybe, maybe not.
But, Sweeney...
Look, you guys aren't going to get anywhere pressuring me. Maybe you got reasons to go to the moon. You, Mr. Barnes, you got $1 million tied up in the ship. It's your scientific baby talk, and the general's out on a limb in Washington. Well, what's in it for me?
And that's no way to talk, Sweeney. It's an important advance for the whole world.
You'll pardon the expression, baloney.
Sweeney.
I work on a scientific theory, too, General. Hooray for me, you look out for yourself. I ain't going.
I don't like to say this, but this isn't the time to consider yourself, Sweeney. This country's defense hangs on being the first to develop space travel.
Somebody else, not me. There's nothing I want on the moon.
All right. We'll take care of that. Sweeney, I'll offer you $10,000 bonus and a 10% royalty on the ship patents out of my cut. It's no use to me unless we get off before that marshal gets here from Dry Wells. Now, Sweeney, you'd be rich enough to retire. You could take it easy the rest of your life.
Well, now you're talking my language, Mr. Barnes. Okay. When do we leave?
Clear field. Clear field for fire. Clear field for fire.
I said, Hastings.
Right. I'll be tracking you from Control Center. Hey, what's the car doing? He's coming right out on the field.
Marshal, Doc, General, Sweeney, inside.
Hey! Hey, Barnes!
Come up.
Hey! Hey there, commander of that ship. I've got a court order. You can't take off.
Stop, mister. You can't do this.
Hey! Hey!
Save your knuckles, fella. You couldn't get in that ship with a blowtorch. Barnes can't do this. Suppose you tell him all about it when he gets back from the moon.
Sweeney, warm up your communications later.
Yes, sir. Calling traffic shack.
Return stick.
Here's the clearance traffic. Over.
All clear. Dry Wells ready for tracking, over.
Power ready. Communications?
Yeah.
Co-pilot, automatics ready. Give the warning signal. Give me a time check on the computer. 03:47:58. Stand by for count off and firing.
Stand by for count off and firing.
Roger.
For check. 2, 48, 10.
Coming up 30 seconds.
29, 28.
I'll lie back on the acceleration
7.
couches. Worst pressures
6.
will be over in 4 minutes.
5.
Fine. General,
4.
I don't like having a man along and whizzing with it. Sweeney, it's too late now. Make it pretty tough. If he's half-hearted
We'll
now.
worry about that later. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, fire. What happened? Noise. All gone.
That speed of sound. Switch on televiewer act.
I can't. Can't move. Pressure switch is right under your finger. Go on. That's it.
Time. 3:50, 12. Altitude 2 miles.
Get your sun goggles on. It'll be coming through in a minute. There's the dawn line. And the sun. It works. This thing really works.
Now, look in the viewer. There's the Earth down there.
Yeah.
Time. 3:51:10. Altitude 20 miles. Time. 3:53:50. Altitude 807 miles. That's the end of the blast. We're in free fall. Unbuckle your straps.
Hey, I'm falling. I'm falling up.
There's no gravity up here. We don't weigh anything.
I don't feel so good. How do I get down from the ceiling? I feel lousy, seasick.
No, space sick.
What's the difference so long as I ain't healthy?
There's a bottle of pills under the head pad. They ought to settle your stomach. Now break out the magnetic shoes. Then we can at least keep our feet down on the floor plate. Here, Sweeney, you can put these on.
Hand them up.
All right. Here. Now you can walk down the wall. Try it.
Like this? Hey, like a human fly. You know, this is the second time I ever walked on a ceiling. Only this time I'm sober. Hey, General, would you mind tapping that ham sandwich back and float it away from me?
Feeling better, Sweeney?
Yeah, I guess so. It's a heck of a note when your meal floats away from me before you eat it.
Sweeney.
Yeah, Mr. Bronson.
I tried to crank out the radar antenna. She's stuck.
Well, let me see. Stuck all right. I don't understand it. I greased it good.
Grease? Well, no wonder it's stuck.
It's exposed to outer space. It must be frozen solid.
What's the idea, Sweeney? Didn't you read the engineering manual?
Yeah, and a flush fitting gets braced. Don't jump on me.
Well, if we can't get that radar mast cranked out, we can't land on the moon.
Well, it's all right by me.
Don't you realize that half the value of this trip is in the landing? Geological surveys, radiation tests.
Look, General, I told you before I started, this whole thing is slug nutty to me. Who wants the moon? We're trying to be first with the old Brooklyn Battery Tunnel.
Sweeney, out. This isn't getting that mast fixed. Well, we've got to go outside in spacesuits and chip it loose.
Outside? You mean outside the ship?
You can't fall. You'll be in the same trajectory as the ship. Worst that could happen would be to drift away.
Drift away? Don't bother getting one of them monkey suits for me. I'm comfortable in here.
Sweeney, we've taken enough from you. We can't let one man endanger the whole project. You get out there in a spacesuit, or we shove you out without one.
All right.
Well, that's settled. You got us into this mess, you're going to help get us out. General, break out the spacesuits. Close the inner locks. Now, let's get this straight. Keep your magnetic shoes on the hull plates. Your safety line's hooked. If you break loose, we won't be able to go after you. You'll hit the moon at 20,000 miles per hour and squash.
Hey, wait a minute. How come General Thayer don't go?
That's right. He doesn't go. He's co-pilot.
Okay. I just asked.
All right. Now, let's make sure our intercom walkie-talkies are warmed up.
All set. Check.
All right. Fasten helmets.
Hello, Doc.
I hear you, Barnes.
I'm okay. Check instruments. I'm going to go about the lock. All set. Open the outer door, Doc.
Look at that. What is it?
A million stars.
20,000 miles an hour, free fall, and no breeze.
That's right. No air. And we haven't got time for the scenery. Let's get to work. Can you two handle it? I want to go aft to see how the firing tube's held up. All right, Doc. Come on, sweetie. Let's get to work. Loose now. Pull the mast out, sweetie. Slippery as a hog on ice. Now let's get back.
Suits me. That's the Earth up there?
Western Hemisphere. You can see America. That dark strip against the light.
Pretty far away, huh?
Barnes. What's the matter?
Help, I'm loose. I'm drifting.
What happened?
My shoe magnet's pulled loose. There he is. The safety line broke.
Hurry, help. He's too far from the line.
Oh, he's cooked. We'll never get him back.
Oh, General Thayer. All right, Barnes. I heard you on the control room speaker. I'm coming outside. Bring an oxygen tank. Got that? All right, hurry.
What are you going to do? Throw a bottle of air and forget about him?
Barnes, help. Now, all right, Doc. General Thayer's cutting out of the lock. Where's Cargrave? 50 feet out down to the left. Give me that oxygen tank. What are you going to do? I'm going to hook my shoe first.
You're crazy. You'll float away too.
I can use the pressure in the oxygen tank for a jet. Maybe I can ride the tank out there if there's enough power from the nozzle. I'm going to turn the bell. There. What was that? Recoil's making my helmet light shake. I'll try again.
Hey, it works. Like an outboard motor.
Keep going, Barnes. About 30 feet more. Swing a little to the left. All right. Couple more shots. There. Now, reach out for me, Doc.
You're too far. I can't.
Hang on, Doc. One more shot. There. Hang on. Let's get back, Barnes. If we don't, we do the universe together. Hang on to me, Doc. All right. Now, you aim us when I turn the bell. You're drifting farther, Barnes. There'll be enough pressure to get us back. Here we go.
Oh, we're moving.
Yes, about fast enough. Pressure's almost down in this tank. There's the last of the gas.
We're too far out, Barnes. They can't reach us with a line.
Get you back to the ship. On the count of 3, push the tank as hard as you can. The reaction may shove us in close enough. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Here they come, General.
Press them. Reach out, Barnes. Press the line. Quick, pull it.
Thank God.
Well, let's have you aboard.
That's it. Come on. Stand by for landing procedure. That's pretty rugged country down there. Stand by to turn ship. Fasten straps. Altitude there.
27.3.
All right. Turning ship.
Hey, you're leveling off. Gets any too far. We'll go backwards.
We land backwards. Use the jets for brakes.
Holy smokes, you mean sit down on a sail?
Ground speed 1.52. Stand by for deceleration. Now, fire.
Radar. Closing is spotted.
Give me view aft on the screen.
Hey, we can't land down there. Look. Mountains, cliffs.
That's the crater Harpalus. We're heading for a smooth plane short of there.
Don't look smooth to me.
I'm going to kill our forward speed. Stand by.
You'll clear the mountain. Give another blast.
I can't. We won't have enough power to get home.
You'll make that trip on the right. Look out. We're going to crash. Barnes, blast.
You've got right. Now, automatic landing.
Automatic in.
Hang on for emergency landing. Stand by for the blast. Hold it. Now. Back down. Get out your gyros. That was a lousy landing.
Unsafe.
Yes, but I wasted reaction mass we'll need to get home.
We'll worry about that later. Right now, I want to get out there and plant my feet on the moon. Moon.
Ready to open the decompression lock?
Check.
I'm set.
And you're inside control, Barnes?
Yeah.
Sure you don't want to leave the ship?
I'll be out later. I've got to contact Earth.
All right, let's go. Open the outer door.
All right, be sure you don't fall. You puncture your suits on the rocks, you're done. And look out for the low gravity. You'll weigh 1/6 what you did on Earth.
All right, let's go.
Hey, what is this stuff? Dust?
Pilot, Rod. Go ahead, Doctor. Flame it up officially.
Yes. In the name of the United States of America, I take possession of the planet Moon, of and for the benefit of mankind. Well, let's now get down to business. Sweetie, you set up the astronomical camera.
Barnes, what's the matter?
Get back here, all of you, right away.
We're just starting work.
You've got to get back. I've been talking to Earth. We may not get off. We may be stuck on the moon for good. Hello. Hello, Earth. Reaction mass down to 0.8672. Wasted power in a bad landing. Request new figures for return trip.
Earth to Luna. Looks bad, Mr. Barnes. I'll have to run it through the machine. In the meantime, dump everything you can. I'll check back with the result.
I'll be standing by. Roger. Out.
Well, Barnes?
Well, we wasted too much power on that lousy landing. Hastings, check the figures. We've got to lighten ship. We've got just 4 hours to get off. If we miss that, we don't get another chance to hit the Earth for another month.
But we don't have more than 10 days' oxygen supply.
Exactly. Come on, we better start dumping, and we better pray we can get rid of enough weight. Acceleration pad 4, serial 706, schedule B, 14 pounds.
Check. Give me a hand, Doc. Airlock's full. I'll put my helmet on and shove the junk out of the lock.
Barnes, is that everything we can get out?
3 of the spacesuits will be dropped before we take off.
How about the 4th?
We'll have to keep that so we can open the airlock to shove the others out.
I've got a removable bridge I could dump.
You may have to, General. Well, Hastings is due back now with the takeoff figures. Hello, Earth. Luna calling Earth.
All right, Mr. Barnes. We hear you. How much weight have you dropped?
4,003 pounds, Earth weight.
And you're still short 110 pounds.
What?
If you can dump 110 pounds, you can coast home.
Well, we're stripped. We unbolted the locker doors, jumped the radar chassis, and mounts. We'll have to take a chance as we are.
It's suicide. You haven't enough reaction mass to clear the moon.
You could be wrong, couldn't you?
I could, but not the computer. I'll be standing by, Mr. Barnes. Over.
All right, Hastings. Out. 110 lousy pounds.
What happens if we're not light enough? We fall back and crash. Or just go into an orbit around the moon. Just keep going around? Yeah, that's it. We've got 14 minutes left till takeoff time. Oh, that's fine. I could have gone over Niagara Falls in a barrel, but I had to come to the moon.
Well, it's pretty simple. 110 pounds. One of us stays.
Yes. I guess that's it.
Highway 180. That's plenty.
Now, wait a minute, General.
I'm the oldest one here.
Yeah, and I'm the captain of this ship. If anyone stays, I give the orders here. Doc is the engineer. General pilot when you hit the Earth atmosphere.
But Barnes,
I've got no family, so I stay.
No. You've got to go back, both of you. I've been discredited. They won't listen to me. You've got to tell them what you've seen up
Listen,
here.
General,
You've got to tell them what the Earth looked like from here. Vulnerable, defenseless, hanging in the sky. I knew this trip would have military value. Well, it does. Can you imagine atom warheads launched at Earth from up here? The moon is the perfect base for an attack on the Earth. Remember, it's only 1/6 as hard to shoot rockets from here to Earth as it is the other way. You've got to tell them the only government to control the moon must be a world government.
General, I guess you don't know it. But what you just said means you've got to get back to Earth and convince them even if the rest of us don't make it.
Barnes, don't...
No, General, that's all there is to it.
Now, listen, Mr. Barnes, General.
Never mind, Sweeney, you're not in on
Don't
this.
worry, you'll get back.
I was going to say, why don't you heroes match for it? Odd man's out.
All right, Barnes, I'll go for that.
I'm in. No.
2-1, Barnes.
Well, all right. What do we use?
You can match buttons off your overalls.
All right. Each one pull off a button. I better check Hastings on Earth.
Here's my button. Cartwright.
Hello, Earth.
Standing by, Mr. Barnes.
We're working it out. One of us stays behind.
What?
We're matching for it. Check time.
It's only 110 pounds. Isn't that the
Check time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt the program Dimension X for just a moment for two important bulletins from the wires of United Press. From Seoul, Korea, the North Korean radio says the North Korean Communist government formally declared war on South Korea effective at 11 a.m. Sunday, Korean time. And then a little later, this bulletin from Washington. State Department officials say they will hold Russia responsible for the North Korean attack against the independent South Korean Republic, which this country and the United Nations brought into being and have supported. We now return to the program Dimension X.
Yes, sir. 9:41:50. 10 minutes to 0 hour.
Check. That's all, Hastings. We'll take off with 3 men. All right. Ready to match?
Hey, what? The airlock.
Sweeney, he went out. What's he doing? What?
He's going out. Out there on the moon.
Shine on, Harvey. Oh, Sweeney, can you hear me? Yeah, sure, Barnes. Hiya. Come back in here, you fool. Blow it. It's nice out here. Come back, Sweeney, or going home. Yeah, some other time. Remember the girls? Any girls. Listen, Sweeney, come back. This trip doesn't mean that much to you. We've talked you into it. Nobody can expect you to do this. I don't be crazy. Why not? I'm a lunatic. Get it? A lunatic. Sweeney, come back. Listen, I lighten your ship, get it? 160 pounds, that's me. I don't want to take off. Come back, Sweeney. You can't do this. Listen, you guys wouldn't count me in on the matching. Oh, no. I run out the race for me, and you look out for yourself. Well, maybe you change your mind. I've been looking up there at that Earth hanging in the sky. We're going to build something on this moon. All of you guys got to go back. Doc, he's the guy to work it out in the lab. Barnes, you'll build the ships, and the general, he's got to pound those desks and see that he gets done right. He'll leave me. Sweeney, wait a minute. Come on, bro, keep going. You're spoiling my whole day. So long, hero. You don't understand. We can take off, all of us. What do you mean? What's 110 pounds? Now, listen to what I say. Get back in here. On the way, pick up a screwdriver, a rat tail file, and an oxygen tank. What's the deal? Get back in here. I've got a way to get us all off if it works.
Now, Sweeney, we're reading you clear on the intercom speaker. You in the airlock yet?
Yeah.
Now, your spacesuit weighs around 70 pounds. Radio weighs 50.
Yeah, but I can't open the outside door of the airlock without my suit. What are you trying to pull, Barnes?
After you chuck the radio out, you file a hole in the gasket on the outer door. Got that? Then you tie your safety line to the oxygen tank, pass it through the hole. It hangs outside. You got that?
Yeah.
Then you close the outside door, get out of your suit, come in here. We close up, decompress, and open the outside door again.
I get it. The tank closes so into the line.
Right. And if it works, we all get home. Now, hurry now, Sweeney.
8 minutes to calculated takeoff time. 8 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
All set, Sweeney?
Yeah, shut the radio off. Close the outer door. Yeah, push her up. I'm getting out of the suit. This doorway's pretty narrow, Barnes. If the suit don't clear, we're sunk.
We'll have to take that chance.
All right, here I come.
All set. Close the inner door. Decompress. Now the outer door.
It ain't moving. I can see it through the fog coming up. 1 minute. 1 minute to take off.
Foot of the suit caught on the intake.
No. It's sliding out. Get clear of that door, brother. Get clear.
There it goes.
We're in.
40 seconds.
Hold the outer door, sweetie. Stand by to take off, everybody.
30 seconds. 29.
Really,
28.
I don't think I could have done that.
26.
Just walk out.
Oh, baloney.
I haven't got that kind of courage.
23.
I'd have had to make a speech. A big, heroic speech.
20. 19.
I didn't have the guts to just walk out.
17.
No, it's
60.
all right. Stand by.
14.
Communications.
Fine. Just handy.
Co-pilot.
Automatic set.
9.
Stand by.
8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Fire.
All right, we're clear.
Another gun.
We're clear. We're heading home.
Time 2:50:36. Destination Earth.
You may have noticed, fellow astronauts, that the astronaut's son Tony from the first version of Destination Moon sounded a little bit like June Foray, better known as Rocket J. Squirrel from the J. Ward classic Rocky and Bullwinkle. I can't confirm it, but I also can't imagine anyone else actually sounds like that. Now, the Dimension X episode came right out and admitted it, but both of these were promotional productions for the George Powell film Destination Moon.
Excellent coffee.
I agree. You weren't kidding about knowing just the place to get coffee. I think I'll order an espresso to go before the rest of the cafe burns down. Garçon, a triple, quadruple, double espresso in an unbreakable aluminum travel mug, s'il vous plaît.
It's a shame about the Café Détruite.
Well, you didn't mean to land the rocket in the middle of it.
Well, actually, yes, I did.
This spot.
Votre café, monsieur le méchant de zombie.
Merci. Our next feature is Houdini Goes to the Moon. Houdini was a puppet that didn't enjoy quite the same fame as his peers Kukla, Fran, and Ollie in Howdy Doody, but seemed to be a regular problem for the Benin puppets. The Benin puppets were the focus of a wonderful version of Alice in Wonderland that unfortunately went head-to-head with the Disney animated version and sunk into obscurity because of it. I found that one on videotape in a bargain bin in a grocery store on this planet. Can you believe they carried a copy of the Benin puppets doing Alice in Wonderland? They didn't carry fresh human brains? Ridiculous. Anyway, the Benin Puppet's best-known gig was undoubtedly in the Ziegfeld Follies. Listen now to the sound of the Benin Puppets in Houdini Goes to the Moon, while Dr. Despicable and I head for the moon.
Stop the music! Stop that music! I am Houdini, the greatest magician, the greatest scientist, the greatest inventor, in fact, the greatest man in the world. Egad, I must not be selfish. I must tell everyone of my greatness. Pinhead? Pinhead!
Yeah, boss.
Pinhead, here I am, the greatest genius in the world, but no one knows it except you and me.
Maybe you ought to sing your praises more, boss.
Sing? Did you say sing? That's it! There must be a song about me. Let me see. Now, Pinhead,
yeah, boss.
Listen well to me. To hear a great man's history, a man of brains and strength and force, I'm speaking of myself. Of course.
Oh, there's nothing he can't do. Oh, there's nothing he can't do. Oh, there's nothing he can't do. He's the one and only Houdini.
I'll tell you all about the stars. Someday I'll even fly to Mars. A man of brains and strength and force, I'm speaking of myself. Of course.
Oh, there's nothing he can't do. Oh, there's nothing he can't do. Oh, there's nothing he can't do. He's the one and only fool.
Genie. That Pinhead is a wonderful song.
Maybe, boss. But you ought to do something big to prove it.
Pinhead, you are right. I'll do something no man has ever done.
Maybe fly to Mars like in the song, boss?
Mars? I'll do better, Pinhead. I'll fly to the moon.
The moon? Gosh, boss. Gee whiz.
Yes, the moon. Fetch my toolkit, my magic wand, and the skyrocket left over from the 4th of July.
Okay, boss, but what are you going to do?
I shall build a rocket ship for my trip to the moon. Give me the hammer. Now, my drill, Pinhead. Quick, bird brain, my saw. The hammer again. Ouch! My thumb is dead. I don't know my old friend, Harry Pinhead. Fetch me the screwdriver. Don't delay. Make it snappy. There is no time to lose. There. It's finished. My rocket ship.
Boss, you're not going to the moon in that.
Of course not. It's too close to my lunchtime. You'll go instead.
So long, boss. I have to mow the lawn. See you later.
Pinhead, get into that rocket ship, or else.
Gee, boss, do I have to go?
Yes, you have to. Get in the ship.
Okay, boss. Gosh, how do you start this thing?
I'll show you. Move over. Now, pay attention, Dunderhead. You push this button.
This one?
And then... Pinhead, stop! You Pinhead! You've done it now, Blunderhead. We're up in the air. Egad! What a predicament!
We're flying, boss, up to the moon. We'll reach it, I've a hunch. We're going fast. We'll get there soon.
Pinhead, I want my lunch.
We're gaining speed. We're flying high. This really is a feat. Just see the rain clouds whizzing by.
Pinhead, I want to eat.
Eat, boss? Coming right up. Have a glass of milk, boss.
Milk? Where did that come from?
We just passed the Milky Way.
Oh, of course. Very understandable.
And, boss, here's some stew from the Big Dipper. And, whoops! A scoop of ice cream from the Little Dipper.
A very tasty lunch indeed. Pinhead, look out! We're going to crash into a star!
Yo! That was close. Hey, boss? Is that the moon?
Yes. Yes, it is. Success! We have reached the moon.
But, boss, why is everything so green?
Green? Why, of course. You see, the cosmic rays and the moon's gravity, plus the stratosphere and the sunspot and the air. That's why, Pinhead.
But, boss, the wings of the ship are turning green.
Egad, I have it! The moon is made of green cheese. Quick, Pinhead, full speed behind. Head for the earth.
Okay, boss. We're going back. There's the earth, boss. We're there.
Put on the brakes.
Okay. We're home, boss.
And just in time, the entire ship is turning into cheese. Alas, Pinhead, our trip was a failure. We didn't land on the moon.
So what, boss? You showed them?
I showed them? Showed them what?
Showed them you could make cheese.
Greetings, this is Taliesin TTLG from Taliesin Meets the Vampires, invading the frequency of fear to give you a rundown of my top 3 John Rollin vampire movies. Maverick director John Rollin has been making his fantastique movies since the late 1950s. However, the film that comes in at number 3, for me, is the 1971 Shiver of the Vampires. Starting in atmospheric black and white as a homage to the Universal monster movies, it quickly bursts into psychedelic colour. The film tells the story of newlyweds, Isa and Antoine, as they visit her cousins on their way to honeymoon, only to discover that the vampire hunting cousins have been turned into vampires and wish to turn their relative. A simplistic tale, However, if you watch it for the beauty of the filming and the richness of the symbolic images that Rollins spreads liberally through the film, you will find it transports you to another world, perhaps one that we cannot fully comprehend, as it almost surely is only truly knowable in Rollins' mind. It is a dreamscape, and we are merely observers. Number 2 is one of Rollins' more commercial efforts, and one that straddles the vampire and zombie genre. In The Living Dead Girl, dubious workmen are dumping toxic waste in the crypt of the chateau, and doing a little grave robbing on the side. Unfortunately, an earth tremor knocks over their barrel, and the resultant spill causes Catherine Valmont to be reanimated with a need to imbibe blood. Her childhood friend Helene realizes that she is back, and one question the film raises is who is the bigger monster, the life girl or the undead girl? The film is a study in tragedy, with Catherine tortured by her violent impulses and anchored to a half-life she does not want by Helene's need. The ending is especially tragic. Controversially, at number 1, we have Lips of Blood, a film which symbolically shows the breaking away of a man, Frederic, from his mother through a girl he knew from childhood who has not aged. Despite the female vampires that stalk the streets of Paris having comedy fans and a perchance for wearing see-through chiffon, this is a very atmospheric movie. I said this was a controversial choice, as it is not the most popular movie in Rollins' repertoire, but for some reason I really enjoy it. Watch out for scenes from Rollins' The Naked Vampire in the cinema. To get more information on many more vampire movies and books, visit Taliesin Meets the Vampires at taliesintttlg.blogspot.com. Alternatively, find the link in the links of the Zombie Astronaut.
All right, Zombie. You stay here while I find the tractor the Moonward collection device and shut it down.
Good luck.
Two guards. I could really use that attack sandwich right now. Confound you, Lobo! Ah! Run for your lives! Here comes Michael Bolton! That. Disable the device. It looks like I'm going to have to expose myself to the concentrated moon rays. Oh well. Surely the brown acid is all out of my system by now. Here goes nothing. Must deactivate. Receiving away.
Dr. Despicable.
Yes?
Have you ever been, Despicable? Well, I have, baby.
Oh, groovy, baby. No, wait, I must stay focused. I've done it. I only hope I was in time.
What's taking Doc so long?
Hello, spaceman.
Oh, crap.
The Moon King knew you'd try to save your goth chick.
She's not a goth chick. She's a zombie. There's a difference.
Perhaps you did not get enough of our debilitating moon rays, eh, undead spaceman?
Eat your peanuts, zombie astronaut. Eat your peanuts.
It's not even a new hallucination.
These ridiculous wraparound stories run us over budget. We have to make cuts somewhere.
Oh, it's understandable. Oh, no.
He's coming too. Shoot him again. With pleasure. What's wrong? The moon ray gun is not working.
Oh, my head.
I'm thinking that is really very bad for us.
Say hello to my little friend. All right, Moon Monkey. Where's Zombalina?
I do not know a Zombalina.
The goth chick.
I don't know, spaceman. She's certainly not in the slave quarters.
She's not, huh?
Oh, no, not at all.
All right, I believe you.
Oh, it worked.
No, it didn't. Now on to the slave quarters.
What is that thing running at us? I think it's a fly. It's certainly buzzing quite a bit.
Here's Zombie.
Big chainsaws.
This isn't the slave quarters.
Get him.
Where are you, Zombalina? Zombalina!
There's where the undead spaceman went. One of us has to go tell the Moon King what's happening, and one of us has to try to subdue the dead guy.
Oh, this hurts so really bad. This is by far the most painful thing in the world.
I could go tell the Moon King. So could I.
I could never imagine anything so painful as this. I'd much rather have my eyes burned out with hot sausages.
We could both go tell the Moon King. That is a lot of information to remember. Good idea.
Oh,
Definitely. Good idea. Hey!
I've always wanted to dissect Moon Man.
Sire, it appears that someone has knocked out the Moon Ray collection device's receiving array. The collection device is no longer feeding our Moon Ray guns. Moon King, reports are coming in that the undead spouse of the goth chick has arrived on the moon and is doing terrible things to your military with some sort of a toothy fly.
So, he thinks he will save the goth chick, eh? Little does he know we have our own undead creature. Ready the Moon Goon. Yes, sir. I think we shall move the vivisection of the goth chick up a little bit. Move her to the operating room and have Dr. Luna proceed with liquefying her brain. Certainly, sire. So, he's disabled our Moon Ray collection device, has he? Contact the slave quarters. Yes, Moon King. Have them ready the slave gun. I'm in love with you, Moon King. Yes, sire. Load the slave gun.
Aye, Captain.
Please don't put me in the gun. Please don't shoot me out of the gun. Oh, please, I'll do anything. Please.
Fire at will.
I'll let you dress me up like a girl. And take pictures. I'll pose for you as girl. Please don't do this.
I've gone through 8 buildings already. One of these has to be the slave quarters. There are not many left. What is that? Holy crap, something... Oh, hit the deck! Oh, they shot one of their own people at me. Although, if they're willing to shoot them at me, that must mean those are the slave quarters. Oh, crap. So that's how you want to play, huh?
This year's Slave Gun Finals on the Moon Sports Network.
Welcome, everyone, to the Moon Sports Network. This is Bob Wolfenbridgen, and boy, do we have a good match for you today. I'll say, this is Randy Sauerhausen. Looks like we have this year's champ facing an unknown player. That's right, Randy. This newcomer, who landed on the moon just mere hours ago, is facing off against the moon-wide champion, Storm Moonpooter. Not just any champion either, but Storm has broken more records than any previous champion. Even yourself, Randy. You're right there, Bob. As you well know, I played for a decade and a half, and as good as I was, and believe me, I was good. You can't touch the magic that is Storm Moonpooter. And though accuracy is always a very important part of the game, you have to give this guy. He also has the agility. He can stuff a slave in this gun, crank it up, and fire it faster than any previous champion. You're right there. And his accuracy is unmatched. He can fire a slave for over a distance of, and get this, 3 Flugelmits. And we all know how far that is, right, Bob? That's right. Now, I will give his opponent this. The man's got some footwork. Look at him move. I've never seen anyone dodge flying slaves that quickly, especially with his feet coated with brains and entrails. That guy's feet are like suction cups. Yes, Bob, but it's only going to take one slip for Storm Moonpooter to pick him off. We were actually able to catch up with Storm recently, and we asked him a little about himself and his training regimen. Well, I was born and bred here on the moon, as you know. And, my parents are better known as makers of some of the finest green cheese you can get. So they had, like, mucho dinero to, invest in my training. And I do the typical slave gun training, like, I do pull-ups and push-ups and, slave punching. And, as far as my diet, high protein, high carb for when I'm training, like working out for the extra energy, and eating, lots of Miracle Grows has really, improved my game. Granted, there's the whole desire to eat moon flesh and wear moon people entrails like jewelry, but apparently it's caught on as a fad, so I don't feel too bad, I mean, they're only slaves. Boy, I wish my kids could be like him. That's right, stupid cretins.
I can't keep this up. I've got one chance. I've got to try to throw the chainsaw at him. I know it's a long shot, but I must try. Here goes nothing.
You've had it now, undead spaceman. Like, I'm gonna squish you with a slave.
Please have the slave gun. Please. I've got a wife and a family. And a deadly family. Please don't do it. Please.
Dude. Like, I can't die. I'm privileged.
You saved me. You saved me.
Finally. Zombalina! Maybe if I open these cells...
Spaceman, you have saved the people of the moon, enslaved by the evil Moon King.
Maybe there's some way I can repay you.
They weren't kidding about the women on the moon.
What?
Has anyone actually seen the goth chick?
They took your goth chick to the castle.
Where can I find the castle?
It's that castle-looking thing over there.
Thank you, wee moon man. Now this finally comes to an end.
This has been the Zombie Astronaut.
No, not the podcast. The podcast doesn't come to an end. Good grief. Read the script, people.
Ooh, that must be the metagalactic pizza I ordered.
Hello.
Do you happen to have pizza?
No, but I have this. Moon King, tell me where Zombalina is or prepare to eat hot, wet death.
Ah, so you are the zombie astronaut who disabled our moon ray collector and did squishy things to my moon military.
Dr. Despicable took care of your moon ray collector, but I'm definitely the guy who made Moon Man milkshakes out of your army. Now where's Zombalina?
You may have made refreshing dairy drinks out of my army, but we have one more surprise for you. Bring in the Moon Goon.
What in the world is that? Oh, my God.
The esteemed moon scientist Dr. Luna has been working on the Moon Goon for many years. However, we could not generate enough Moon Man parts to complete the monster more quickly. That is, until you showed up. I may have lost an army, but you provided us with exactly what we needed to finish the Moon Goon. Goodbye, undead spaceman. My Moon Goon will make you far deader than you are now. Squash him.
Oh, I feel hurty. Mostly because of whatever I just fell on. Hey, wait! It's my triple, quadruple, double espresso and the unbreakable travel mug. Now, I'll show you how to kill the undead.
You defeated my Moon Goon.
Your next Moon King?
I think not. You see, I have a cunning contingency plan.
I should have seen that coming.
Guten Nachmittag, Fräulein Gatzchick. I am here, Dr. Luna. I will be performing your dismemberment today.
I'm not a goth chick.
Ach no, mein Führer, she's free. Stupid cheap Velcro. Oh, my brain. Oh, my brain, I need that for thinking. Ow.
Dr. Luna, Oh no!
There you are, Moon Lunch.
No, please, spare me.
Wait, I have other uses for him.
Suit yourself.
No.
I'll help you stuff him in the ship.
Well, I thought I'd wait to stuff him until after Oh, yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
You saved us, undead spaceman, from the Moon King's tyrannical rule.
I happily grant you your freedom.
Yay!
And in return, I'll be eating a few of your brains before I go.
All right.
Today has been a very emotional experience for me. So much so that, well, I kind of hate to admit it, but I came up with a little song to express my feelings, but I don't suppose anybody would want to listen to it.
I'd like to hear you sing.
Sure. I like songs.
Really? Well, is this thing on? Oh, yeah, it's on. This song is about one zombie's courage in the face of adversity. And by courage, of course, I mean really big chainsaws.
In my living room, crashed through my ceiling in their high-shaped ship of doom. They took Sabrina away to their moony home. They left my living room, leaving me all on my own. Dr. Despicable.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be signing autographs and eating brains backstage later.
Buy some Skinnerd.
Oh, well done, my boy. That was absolutely loud.
You're my hero.
Oh, I know, baby, I know. That about wraps this podcast up. Thanks to Taliesin of Taliesin Meets the Vampires for Taliesin's Top 3, and thanks to Dr. Despicable for big chainsaws. I'll hear you again in 2 weeks over the frequency of fear. Seriously, it's over this time.
This has been the Zombie Astronaut's Frequency of Fear. For more horror, sci-fi, and suspense audio, see the website at www.zombieastronaut.net. Right now!
The NASA officials were Bill Peregrine and W. Ralph Walters. Zombalina was played by Jennifer Walters. The hallucination was played by Casey Locke, Brent Hinks, and W. Ralph Walters. The French waiter and Dr. Luna were played by Casey Locke. Dr. Despicable appeared courtesy of his own bad self. All other voices by W. Ralph Walters. The orchestral music was by Stefan Secchi and Kostas Varaxis, and used with permission by Big Fish Audio. All other music by W. Ralph Walters or used with permission by ProLoops. Mission to the Moon was written by Casey Locke and W. Ralph Walters.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
I couldn't get a proper mad scientist. Oh no.